Good morning from Glenwood Lutheran Church. My name is Pastor Mark Manning, and as we join together today, I want to share with you a passage from the 7th chapter of Mark, one that will be part of our worship this coming weekend. From there, Jesus set out and went away to the region of Tyre. This is northwest of Galilee. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know that he was there. Yet he could not escape notice. But a woman whose little daughter had an unclean spirit immediately heard about him, and she came and bowed down at his feet. Now, the woman was a Gentile of Syrophoenician origin. She begged him to cast the demon out of her daughter, and he said to her, "Let the children be fed first, for it is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs." But she answered him, "Sir, even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Then he went to her and said, "For saying that, you may go. The demons left your daughter." And when she went home, she found the child lying on the bed and the demon gone. As I read that to you, there's much happening there. Jesus has recognized a woman who is not a Jew. He has healed a little girl from afar. He's very importantly cast out a demon, a sign, if there ever was, of who he is and the power that he has. But I want to talk about just a detail insofar as him referring to this woman as a dog. Now, it's important for us to understand the sort of mixed relationship that people of Jesus' time had with dogs. Now, in our world, I often will joke, and I said, well, if I did believe in reincarnation, which I don't, if I did, I would want to come back and be reincarnated as a dog in an American household. They're treated so well. They have health insurance. They have special treats, and they're treated very, very well. And I know this because I end up dog sitting for some of my kids' dogs. I see how they're treated, and I have to admit I love my kids' dogs, as if in some ways they were my own, only with the proviso that they aren't. So after a couple of days, I can hand them back over to them. But I get to enjoy them, and I do really love to be around Jabba and Kep and Hank. Jabba's looks like a pit bull, and Kep is a cattle dog, and Hank is a purebred greyhound. So got 3 different kinds of dogs. But in Jesus' time, I think the dogs that he was referring to and the dogs before, the Jewish people had a mixed relationship with. Now, what do I mean by that? Dogs could be the type of dogs that were semi-feral, living as packs on the outskirts of the society and of the towns, and foraging amongst and eating offal, and dead things, and this is sort of thing, a little bit like the way that we would think of coyotes in our own life. And so they had a poor reputation, and if you wanted to refer to someone in a negative way, you could call them a dog. They were outside of society, outside of what you would deem to be a good, pure, rich, noble, whatever. On the other hand, they were also held up in certain places and times for the sake of their ability to herd animals. And we have to remember that the Jews, many of them were herdsmen. They herded sheep, some goats, maybe a few larger, but mostly sheep and goats. And so animals, herding dogs, were valuable for what they did. The other thing about dogs is they could be used for protection. And in this sense they were valuable as well to people. They weren't necessarily held in low esteem. They were valued for what they could do. But the key distinction is they were not treated as pets, not treated as what we would think of as members of the family. And this is pretty consistently the way that the Bible thinks of them. So when Jesus refers to this woman as a dog, whatever it may mean, whatever he may be driving at, the point is that he's saying you're not a member of the family. Whatever you are, you're not a member of the family. You're not Jewish. You are not one of the children. You are something lower, under the table. You are something different, not of the same level in the family. And of course, she counters this and she says, "Yes, but as much as you may say about me, I am under the table. I am part of the family. You might not value me, but..." And of course, when Jesus sees this, he does an about face and he recognizes her as a family member in the same way that if I go to your house, I'll want to meet your pet as well, and your cat or your dog or whatever, because I recognize that you think of them as members of the family as well. Well, may you come to think and understand a little bit more deeply about how the Bible talks about these dogs, about how Jesus comes to a deeper appreciation of this woman as a family member.